Hi everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Truddles? Truddles or Trudles? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Kimmer, hi Kimmer. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. Johnny. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a great day. I can't believe it's 2:33 already. It seems like the day is just flying by. Must be close to the time change coming here in Nova Scotia. So we have some. I was going to touch on a young man here in Pictou County who had went missing years ago, 1990 something. Or maybe it was 80s. Now I can't remember the date, but anyways, and then his remains were located in 2000. But because this had come out, I always said if any new updates have come out, or anything new on the Lilly&Jack Sullivan case, that we would shift over to this. So that's what we're doing today, because we have an awesome update, as you can see. Hi, Kent. Kent, if you want to come on with me, you're welcome to. I'd love to have you on. And so we have information that, I'll just read what it says there. Saying dogs. I'm so excited about this. Sergeant Dave Whalen, PDS Kit. Thought it said Kit, but now I'm seeing two T's. Inspector Luke Rete and PDS NARC will be conducting searches as part of the investigation into the disappearance of Lilly&Jack Sullivan. Media are invited to learn about human remains detection from RCMP Police Dog Services in advance of searches planned in Nova Scotia. So there will be RCMP dogs coming in the case of Lilly&Jack Sullivan. And if you do not know who Lilly&Jack Sullivan is, if you have not heard of this case yet, I'll bring this up here. So Lily Sullivan, 6 years old, Jack Sullivan, 4 years old. Last seen May 1st, 2025. Reported missing May 2nd, 2025. Garlick Road, Lansdowne, Nova Scotia. $150,000 reward. And I'll put my banner up there too. Yeah. Yeah, so just 1 second. There, Kent, if you want to come on. Yeah, so this information came from 2 places that I saw today. Oh my God, that is so small. There's no way I'm going to be able to read that. Anyways, it came from It's a Criming Shame, Sunny, who was on early, well, it was really early for her this morning. And Betty, hi Betty. Thanks for being here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Sounds to me they really think they are in the woods. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, so Sunny received some information. Kudos to Sunny and It's a Criming Shame and Charmaine and Kent, who all do their work over there. And Sunny's developed some good relationships with some media, due to who she is and how she puts out these cases and works on these cases. And she has developed some good relationships there. So they do share some information with her. So, and then thank you to her for sharing it with us. So those 2 statements that I had just shown you, that's where that came from. And I'd love to read this whole thing out to you, but honestly, I can't see it. I didn't realize it was good. I wonder if I pull the picture up, if I can see it. Oh, I'm going to have to, yeah, I better not do that. Anyways, but what this states is it was it's an invitation to media. So this would have gone out to media from RCMP, inviting them to to learn about the RCMP human remains detection dogs prior to the search that will be taking place. And there has been no date given yet for that. So those 2 statements that I just read actually came from what Sunny had shared with us this morning. Hi, Kent.
Hello.
Hi. I was scared I wasn't going to hear you because of my new setup here, but I can hear you. How you doing?
Not too bad.
This is good news. This is good news. Hopefully, if the children are in those woods, they are going to find them, crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's and going the full Monty.
It is good news,
Yeah.
but and I don't want to sound like a damper,
No,
but
just
like
speak it.
this statement for the media availability this afternoon at 3:00 is going to tell us how the RCMP dog unit deals with, and they call them human remain detection dogs.
That's right. Yep. It doesn't say
Um,
cadaver dogs in there. Yeah.
no, they're going to tell them how, when, why, and stuff pertains to the reasons why and how they use and how they're trained and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that, I don't want to sound pessimistic. It's not in direct correlation and or connection with Jack and Lily's case.
Yeah, it does
Like
say that.
it says that these two that will be speaking today aren't, like, they're not directly involved in that investigation.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand the excitement from everybody that we got movement, because that's what you call it, is movement on the case.
Yeah.
Um, but it's only 30 minutes long, so we can expect that the print media will be trying to get out with this, either depending on what their paper situation is,
Yeah.
this evening or tomorrow morning, because you can probably guarantee that the TV media will be picking it up, and most of them will be running with it this evening, I imagine, on the news networks.
Yeah.
Um, I just, it directly tells it that they will, like, there could be searches in the future, but there's no
No dates. Yeah.
dates.
But
Like,
what
you
it
know what I
does
mean?
say,
I
because I read it over 3 or 4 times, because I want to make sure that I'm not putting something out there that's not, correct.
but
But
they've been telling us that they would be involved in any future searches, like, all along. I'm
yeah.
just I'm just trying to temper the moment of people thinking that we're going to find out this afternoon
Oh,
the
I
dates of
doubt
this
it.
search. Like, you
I
know what I mean? That I
Yeah.
don't know if that's going to come out today, and I think that's what people are hoping will come today.
Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
one paragraph that I quoted there to me, which I put at the top of my thumbnail because I thought it was the most important, says Sergeant Dave Whalen, PDS Kit, KTT, Inspector Luke Rutte, and PDS NERC will be conducting searches as part of the investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan.
yeah,
So there's definitely going to be searches.
but that's not the ones that are talking today.
No, no,
Today
no.
is Dave Whalen
Yeah.
and somebody else. I can't remember the other name.
Well,
So
did you say Dave Whalen?
Dave Whalen is one of the names. Yep.
Well, he's one of the ones that's going to be conducting searches. Him and Luke Ratte and the PDS NERC unit.
Okay. But like I say, I just don't know if we're going to find out today when and where these locations are going to be searched. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's because, like I say, this isn't a public press conference to the
Right.
RCMP. This is just a media briefing
Yeah.
with media, and they'll be taken in. They'll be told what the process is like, um, and what is going to be considered confidential and what is not confidential,
Yeah. And it'll tell them
right?
when and if they
Yeah,
can
and
put more
then
information
they'll
out.
write their story to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they want to kind of nip things in the butt too with the media. So they're kind of giving them a forerunner of what could happen so that, you know, they're given the heads up. This is what's going to be taking place.
Yeah.
And if we are able to come back and give you more information because, due to our process, here's kind of
Yeah.
a little bit of what the process is, then we will come back to you then, right?
Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
going to get today, rather than
Yeah.
them. Listen, I'll be as glad as everybody else if they come out and they say on September 29th we're going to this area of Pictou County to do searches with dogs.
Yeah.
That would be great, but I don't expect that to be what is talked about today,
No, I don't think so. No.
right?
No. What was I going to say? The thing to me that why I'm so happy about it is because I know there was others that were wanting to go out and do this. So, and of course they're going to run into issues of what properties they're going to be permitted to go on. Well, with the RCMP doing it, um, there's not going to be an issue, and it's still under the missing persons, so they're going to be able to get warrants, tickety boo, right, if need be. So that's why I'm so happy about it, because it's going to be in the right hands doing it that can gain access wherever they want to. You're reading the chat, aren't you? You still there? I can't hear you, Kent. Yeah, I hear you, Johnny. Yeah. I want to believe in humanity. Neglect from sleeping is one thing, but deliberate is another thing. Yeah. Hi, the pond. Kent, maybe you should start writing down what you know you're wanting to say ahead of time. The 4-second pauses are kind of irritating. Sorry, but the pond. So, one thing I want to do, guys, before we go any further, CB, hi CB. So let's just take a pause. The pond, you reminded me. Just a reminder to keep comments respectful in the chat and in the comments section. And that includes about other creators and channels as well. So I have received some comments in my comment section. Sorry, I have received some comments in my comments section stating negative things about other creators, and those comments are going to be deleted because it's not what the comment section is for one thing. And if another channel's not your thing, just don't watch it. That's the end of story. You don't have to go to other creators channels and put comments in their comment section about the other creator that is not your shindig. But so just a reminder of all that, to keep things respectful in the chat and in the comments section, okay? Thank you. So CB, hi at Kent. Thank you for not being deterred by naysayers. Always appreciating your wisdom and thoughtfulness. Thoughtful, careful words. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, heads up. Yeah. Um, Trudels. The main thing, in my opinion, is that they are moving forward and stating they will be doing searches. I was wondering what was going on there, Kent. I was like, so yeah, and I was like, hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I lost you. I don't know. There was a phone call that came in, and then I was trying to answer them, and then all of a sudden, first time I ever lost when I pressed the end. But as I was saying, I think it's great that they're, because like I say, it's the movement. And whenever it happens, if the dogs come in and alert, then that will further the investigation in that direction. But if the dogs are brought in and they don't alert, I don't want people saying that, oh, well, they didn't alert because they waited too long. Like, we
Oh
know that the
God,
dogs
no.
are able to pick up the scent. Don't matter if it's,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, I understand that after the 2 days, but before the month, yes, from what people say, that would be the best time. But
Oh, it
apparently,
doesn't matter how they're buried or how much
yeah,
time
like
has
how
gone
long
by.
ago or
They're
anything like that,
gonna,
right?
yeah, if they can locate them,
Yeah.
if they're in the vicinity that they're looking, yeah.
But if they don't get a death alert around, like, because I'm sure they'll do the immediate property and then they'll work in a spiral, like out in their search area that they searched, right?
Yeah.
And take it as far as they have to. But if they don't get any alerts, I don't want the public jumping down the RCMP and saying, "Oh well, yeah, you waited too long." Because
No.
I can see that happening in the way that the case is, right?
Yeah, no, they find deceased bodies years later.
Yeah,
Like, the pond, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're definitely not going to do that. Yeah, give any heads up to any uh hiding spots or locations. Yeah, CB, that's correct. Yeah, it says they are. That's the thumbnail right there, and it says, yeah, that they are going to be doing searches related to the Lilly&Jack Sullivan case. Yep. Now there's another article here. Hi, Bobby Joe, and hi, Melissa. Sending prayers to bring Lily and Jack home safely. Agreed. Now there's another article here I'll share as well.
did you watch the audio podcast this morning?
I'm gonna bring that up as well. Yeah, that's my second topic. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I have it here. So this is also a little bit on the dogs. So police dogs, so this is from missingpeople.ca. So police dog teams to join new searches for missing Nova Scotia siblings, Lily and Jack Sullivan. RCMP confirm human remains detection dogs will take part in upcoming searches for Lily and Jack Sullivan, missing since May 2nd. Police dog teams to assist in new searches for for missing children in Nova Scotia, Lily and Jack Sullivan. Police dog teams trained to detect human remains will be deployed in upcoming searches for Lily and Jack Sullivan, two siblings who vanished more than 4 months ago in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. The RCMP confirmed that additional searches are planned, but did not release specific details such as the timing or exact locations.
Yeah.
No, they'd have to be stupid to do that. Citing investigative concerns and officer safety.
Now
Officials have
that what do you think of that terminology?
the
The
officer
officer
safety.
safety. Yeah.
Well, yeah. uh, they're probably, I can imagine they would be. I can
But
imagine they would be.
what don't like that's an
I know.
odd wording
Mm-hmm. Well,
to include
why
there.
why were they concerned about Malaya's safety and asking her if she was concerned about it? Yeah, I know.
Well, if that's obvious because they wanted to find out if it was a DV case.
Right.
But that doesn't pertain.
But my point is you just don't go around asking. I mean, as a nurse, we have to ask those questions. I don't just ask every client that. There's things that prompt you that you're picking up on that make you ask that question, right? So
Oh, I
obviously
know,
they
and
were
that's what
picking up
I'm
on
getting at.
something. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at is when they're implying that officer safety
Uh-huh.
is involved,
Yep.
is that why is that involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going into
They're
one of
going into one.
those areas that
Like
you know.
I'm not saying it to be discriminatory.
No,
No.
but look at okay, so there was just those 3 officers in the States there, and it made me think of the 3 officers there was 2 incidences we had here in Canada. I think the first one, it was 4 or 5 that were unalived, and the second one was 3, and they're all domestic related. Those are very serious circumstances for our officers.
I
Um
understand that.
Yeah, like, people think,
But I'm saying in this case, with what's happening right now in the province, do you believe that that's connected?
with what's going on in the province?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I miss
Is that
something?
why they're saying officer safety?
What happened in the province? Did I miss something? Besides
Well,
Jack and Lily.
I'll probably message you afterwards because
Okay, I must have missed something.
there's things going on in the province
Oh,
that could make them include that statement. I would think.
okay. And it's
I'm
not
not
you
saying
can't
it
say it
is,
on here?
and no, I don't want to say it on YouTube because
Okay,
the first
okay.
thing it is, it would get blown out of proportion when I don't even know if that's the case. Why they would include that,
Yeah.
but it just made me think of okay, they don't want this situation to happen.
Yeah. Okay, well,
So
maybe it does have to do with that. Yeah, just share it with me later, and I'll read it, and I won't say we're like,
right, and then
anything anything other than that.
you can express your opinion whether you think that might be why.
Yeah.
But anybody that watches the news closely, they're probably picking up my gist of things. No,
Okay.
Kimmer, I'm not saying it. Um, I wouldn't want somebody. I wouldn't want somebody to say it about me. But if you know them, if you watch the news within the last year, you know the situation in Nova Scotia, and you know where this case is at. And
Huh.
I'll leave it at that.
Hmm. Um, no, I just took it as, because we're already aware of some domestic situations going on in this case. The fact that 2 children are missing and the fact that it is out in an area where people are very protective of their property and land. And it just seems that that's when terrible things can happen because what just happened in the States with the 3 officers, that's pretty much similar of area they were in. And then the 2 situations we had here out west was the same thing. It was in, the rural area with the large properties, people protective, and involved domestic situations. So I just took it as that, is what I took it as. Yeah.
Well, like I say, once I tell you what I'm wondering that it might be inferring, like I say, there's no evidence of it, and that's why I'm not saying it. But
Yeah.
when I seen it, I said, okay, they don't want to get into this battle.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny says people will find people will find a way to complain about the RCMP no matter what. And that is
Yeah,
true.
I've seen that.
That and anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah,
Carla.
it's not just
Thanks for
whether it's the
being here.
RCMP, they do it about everything.
Yeah. Hi, Carla and Carla. Carla and Carla. Thank you for being here. Mara, thank you for being here. Yeah. Can't, yeah, just say it can't. Yeah.
No. Go
I
back to the
hear what Kent
original
is
press
saying.
conference and they told you. I'll put it that way.
In the original what?
In the original press conference when they were scaling back the search,
Yeah.
or the search, they told you.
Oh, okay. CB, I would hope that regardless of whether whatever is going on, a search for missing children would not be a problem for people. Yes, I agree. I know, CB. Yeah.
Yes, CB, you hope that and you wish that, but I've been talking to people, and as far as private groups coming in and getting permission, 100% cooperation, I don't think that would have happened on the private property.
Yeah. The pond, could they be speaking about the terrain in regards to officer safety, or is that yeah, I think that's out of context because, really, why would,
Everybody knows the terrain is dangerous.
yeah, like RCMP confirmed details, citing investigative concerns and officer safety.
Yeah. And that's the second part is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well,
The officer safety.
both citing investigative concerns and officer safety. Officials have also noted that specialized police dog service members will be speaking publicly about how their dogs are trained in these types of searches. Though the unit itself is not directly leading the Sullivan case. No, they'd be assisting.
Yeah.
Lily 6, Jack 4 were reported missing May 2nd, 2025. Yeah. Oh yeah, when I read that, I was like, okay, that's interesting. Okay. Now, do we want to go over and listen to the other?
Well, I think I provided what I can because, like I say, I've
Yeah,
already
I know
heard
you already listened
the
to this.
listen to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and check out those phone calls that were trying to call me
Yeah, thanks,
and see what
Kent.
they were. And well, it's start time now, so hopefully we'll have a briefing from media.
Yes, hopefully
If not
shortly.
within the next couple hours, at least it will probably be on the 5 and 6 o'clock news. So
Yeah. Well, thank
stay tuned,
you. Thank you for
and
your
I'll send you
input.
that private message.
Yes, please. I'm curious now. If you don't, I'm going to remind you. I always
See you,
enjoy your
everybody.
input. Thank you. Bye.
No problem.
All right, guys. So we'll bring up this is from the Globe and Mail. I always enjoy sharing this stuff with you guys because it's behind a paywall. So here you can listen to it for free. So this is, I'm going to play it. You can, I don't know if they wrote, yeah, there's an article too, but I always play it. And it is actually the reporter speaking, and it's kind of a behind the scenes thing of what was going on while they were gathering their information, and a couple of phone calls, I think 2 or 3 phone calls in there of with Daniel and Malaya's sister. Maybe it was just the 2. So I'll play that for you. Okay? So here we go.
With the help of Google AI, Access Now is mapping Canada's accessible places, empowering the disabled community to explore with confidence.
If you guys can't hear that, okay,
Innovation
let
is
me know,
Canada's
okay?
story. Let's tell it together. Find out more at g.co/Canadian Innovation.
And this is from the Globe and Mail.
My name is Lindsay Jones, and I'm the Atlantic reporter for the Globe and Mail.
I'm Greg Mercer, and I'm an investigative reporter for the Globe.
Lindsay and Greg have been reporting on the disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. The two children went missing on May 2nd, 2025, from the rural community of Lansdowne, Nova Scotia.
I was working on the Sunday shift at the Globe and Mail, and the children had gone missing on Friday. When I first heard about it, I thought, oh, most cases of missing children that we hear about are wrapped up within a day or within a few hours when kids go missing. By Sunday, when I started my shift, the children still weren't found.
And to this day, they still haven't been found. Their disappearance and the massive efforts to find them has become a national news story. So today, we have a special episode of The Decibel. Lindsay and Greg will take you through the active investigation, what they've learned, and we'll hear from some of the people closest to Jack and Lily.
I was first involved in the reporting a few days after Lindsay. She was on the ground doing a lot of great work, and I was asked to basically come and assist her at first from afar, and then later joined her in Nova Scotia. On a story like this, it's often helpful to pair up, especially when you got somebody who's doing the labor-intensive stuff like driving around and trying to find people. Yeah, we've been at it ever since.
I'm Cheryl Sutherland, and this is The Decibel from the Globe and Mail.
The first thing I did was try to understand what was happening on the ground that day. So we learned that Jack and Lily are two siblings. Lily is 6 and Jack is 4. And they were living in the home of their stepfather's mother. So it's a trailer in the community of Lansdowne, which is about 100 people in a remote area with no cell phone service in Pictou County. I also reached out to both parents. Malaya is the children's mother, and I got a reply from Daniel Martel, the children's stepfather. And Daniel and I got on the phone that afternoon, and we had quite an emotional conversation.
Can you take me through sort of what happened? Like you guys heard the kids playing in the morning, and how did that go?
Yeah, Lily came into the room multiple times. I mean, me and Malaya and the baby were just in the bedroom. And Lily came in multiple times, so I seen her that morning. And Jack was out playing in the kitchen, I'm guessing, and they slid open the back sliding door. It's almost like silent to hear it slide open. So they slid it open. The boots were right beside the door, and just proceeded to, I'm guessing, play outside, and then they must have just got out to the back fence, and then they were gone. As soon as I seen that they were gone, I immediately jumped in the car, did all the dirt roads, did all the culverts, checked over the rivers, the streams. I did everything. I did anywhere the vehicle could take me, I did.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got back home, like 10 minutes later, I immediately went out on foot till the officers got here.
What were the conditions like in the woods when you were running?
Conditions are thick. My cousin said that she talked to some searchers, and they said they've been over on 500 different searches, and this is one of the hardest ones I've ever seen.
What makes it so difficult? Is it the thick woods, or what is it?
Very thick woods, the terrain, elevation throughout the terrain.
Okay.
It didn't matter to me though. I was going up through water up to my waist, and the helicopters were just sitting there watching me, hovering above me.
So all 3 adults that were on the property at the time the children disappeared have the same story. Malaya has said virtually the exact same thing Daniel has said. And Daniel's mother, Janie McKenzie, also told police she heard the children playing in the yard that morning.
So police essentially began a massive search and rescue operation initially. Within the next following days, hundreds of people were brought to this part of Pictou County and began searching the forest. It's a densely wooded area with a lot of mine shafts. It's abandoned mines. Difficult searching. They were aided by guide dogs and helicopters and drones. A lot of people scanning out in a grid around the home, found no trace of the kids. And then we learned that the day after the children were reported missing, that the RCMP's major crime unit was brought in to take on the case.
One thing the RCMP are emphasizing is that all options are part of their investigation right now. It is a missing persons case. It remains a missing persons case, which can pivot to a criminal investigation.
Well, the key thing is they haven't found the bodies of these children, right? It's difficult for there to be criminal charges without the bodies of the children being discovered. No one who's been involved in the investigation is pretending the kids are alive somewhere. They don't seem to believe that theory at all. So they're trying to find the bodies. And until they do, it is difficult for this case to go to that next step.
The day after the children went missing, that Saturday of May 3rd, there was an argument at the home between Malaya's family members and some of Daniel's family members. One of Malaya's family members hurled an accusation that Daniel had something to do with the children's disappearance. And this stemmed from discussion about meth use in the home. Daniel told me about the fight on the first day I met him. And I also learned that his mother, Janie McKenzie, kicked Malaya's family members off the property.
After that point, at a briefing, a police update that Daniel and Malaya attended together, Malaya left the briefing in tears. And when Daniel tried to speak to her alone, her mother would not let him. And that there was also an altercation there that resulted in Malaya leaving with her mother, cutting off contact with Daniel, and the two have broken up. She's changed her Facebook status to single, and she has not come back to the community.
We had been asking him questions about these allegations of drug use, and he responds essentially saying, look, he's got nothing to hide. He acknowledges he's done meth and other drugs in the past, but he doesn't struggle with them. And the way he explained it to us was he was attending Narcotics Anonymous essentially to clear his name.
What do you make of all of the speculation that's going on? So many people are waiting.
Well, I can already tell you the drug party is absolute bullshit.
Yep.
And I even asked the RCMP, give me drug tests. I asked CPS, give me drug tests.
Yep.
They said, no, it's not a concern. We're not going to do that. I even go to Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay.
I do everything. Like, I go to 3 times a week just to clear the air for all that bullshit. I mean, even when it comes down to Jack and Lily, I'm the only one from both sides of the family that is actually doing anything. I'm doing media all the time.
Yep.
They probably refuse to do media with you guys, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're not talking.
Yeah, they won't do anybody.
We learned through our reporting that Nova Scotia's Child Protection Office had been contacted by the kids' school out of concern about the way they were showing up at school. We don't know the specific details of what the concern was that prompted that call, but we do know that that caused a child protection worker to go to the children's house and interview their parents, and this was in the months before their disappearance.
I was looking through the Facebook page of the children's school to understand what their school life was like. I was really just curious about the types of things they did at school and, what their lives were like there. And I came across a photo of Jack with a black eye. And so that photo was dated December 13th, 2024. It was 5 months before he and Lily disappeared. I asked Daniel how Jack received the black eye in December, and he didn't respond. But in private Facebook messages that were shared with me, he acknowledged that Jack had many black eyes. He said Lily even had a black eye when Jack and Lily disappeared from an incident that happened on May 1st, the day before the children went missing. He said a Tonka truck that she pushed down on swung up and hit her in the face.
We know that Scott Armstrong, Nova Scotia's minister responsible for child welfare, has looked into this case. He will not discuss the specifics of it, but he says he's cooperating with the police, and if there will be a time when we can question how the system responded, he will discuss that publicly. But he said for now he wants to focus on getting a resolution and finding these kids. But there's a lot of questions about how the system may or may not have missed warning signs around the home life of these children. And we do know Nova Scotia is one of the few provinces in Canada that does not have a child and youth advocate. And that is a specialized position that can look at how a child welfare system acts and where it fails and where it has flaws. And there's a lot of folks who are saying maybe this is time that Nova Scotia get one and improve the way that it handles child welfare. And that's the shame of the story, is that there were people who were concerned about what they saw, who tried to do something about it. And while it's unclear how the system responded, we know that child protection officer went to the house and talked to the parents. So the system in some ways did try to act as it should, but this is happening in an environment where the child protection system in Nova Scotia appears to be very broken. So there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered about what exactly happened after that visit to the kids' home before they disappeared.
Well, 4.5 months later, after Jack and Lily disappeared, the country is baffled, and frankly, the online community is obsessed with what happened to Jack and Lily. There are so many conspiracy theories. There are a lot of theories as well, based on some of the facts, some of the interviews that have been out there. And all of it has just led to this voracious demand in the face of what really is a vacuum of information from police in the case. All of a sudden, there's more vehicles coming through the area, people slowing down in front of homes, taking photos, sending up drones. For the people in the community, it's become unnerving in other ways. Daniel's father, Earl Martell, for instance, has been followed and, videoed, had an altercation, a verbal altercation with an online creator. This same online creator showed up at the home of Malaya's mother, pretending to buy a horse trailer that was advertised online, and surreptitiously recorded a lengthy conversation with Wade Paris, who is Malaya's mother's partner, about the case, and then posted that online on TikTok. And it's totally different from the rules that we subscribe to, that we adhere to as journalists. And that became fodder for many YouTubers who have dedicated their shows, their crime shows, to solely focusing on Lily and Jack.
So people are very cagey of the media and outsiders driving around looking at, the so-called crime scene, or, the scene of where the children went missing, and it's created a lot of suspicion in the area.
It jeopardizes the investigation, right?
People have already made up their minds.
Yeah, I know.
What is that like?
Well, I get messages every day. People still call me child killer. You killed the children, where are the bodies? I get that every day. I can show you guys, and it's absolutely disturbing what people say.
People are sending you Facebook messages?
Yeah, constantly.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Constantly. I just ignore them.
What do you want those people to know? Those folks who are reaching out to you? Are these strangers? Are these people that know you?
No, they're all strangers from all over the world. It's
really?
Worldwide, yeah.
And just sending you a message on Facebook saying?
Yeah, because I always keep my messages open so anyone can message me. That's why it takes me so long to get back to everybody, because I have hundreds and hundreds of messages.
And it's complicated for things for us, right? Trying to do actual reporting on the ground. Some of the folks in this community, they don't see a big difference between a YouTuber in the UK or the US and someone reporting for a Canadian newspaper. And so there is a trust that we have to build up with some of these folks, because, in their view, YouTubers and people who are, trying to get clicks for their true crime podcast, who are less concerned about getting it right and are more concerned about just drawing traffic, we have to convince the folks who are talking to us that we're doing things differently, that this is actual journalism, and getting it right is important to us.
We'll be right back.
With Google AI, Destination Canada is giving local businesses the insights they need to grow. Together, we're helping boost tourism from coast to coast to coast. Innovation is Canada's story. Let's tell it together. Find out more at g.co/Canadian Innovation.
One of the questions that kept coming up was, where is the children's biological father? And so in searching for him and his role in their lives, we found his mother, Belinda Gray. When we arrived, she was out with her sun hat on and her gardening clothes. And that's what she does all day to help take her mind off her missing grandchildren. And as soon as she saw us and I introduced myself, just tears came to her eyes. Like, she knew what we were there for. And you could tell she's just carrying the sadness of this mystery with her every moment of the day.
We haven't seen the kids in almost 2 years now.
I'm sorry.
That we had a pretty good relationship up until that point. That after the separation of Malaya and my son, it was not a good separation. That my son distanced himself from the children. We didn't have to agree with that. It was his decision to make. But Malaya knew that this will always be a second home for that. They were our grandkids, so she was more than welcome here whenever she wanted to come by.
What do you remember about the kids? Like, how do we describe them to people who never met them?
They're lively little ones. That Lily is full of life. She's into everything. She's into everything, and she's really girly. But yeah, she used to, whenever she come to visit, she got so used to seeing me in my hats and wearing glasses, so I had to take an old pair of glasses and break the lens out of them so that she could wear them around the house. She liked dolls, she liked stuffed animals, and she just had this prim and proper way of almost like she was posing all the time. But she always reminded me of a little girl that lived in her own dream world. She'd play with her toys and she's chattering away to herself. Now, Jack didn't overly talk a whole lot. He was a very quiet little boy.
Okay.
He was a very quiet, shy little boy, very reserved, at least up until that age, very reserved. But he quietly played with the toys, and he liked the stuffed animals. He played with them, and he loved the toy horse I had there for them.
How did you hear that they had gone missing?
We were in Halifax when we got the news. The mother of another grandchild I have, I guess she's seen it on social media. So right away she sent a message. It was quite a shocker. I don't think you can make anybody understand.
What struck me about Belinda is that she understood and described a change in Malaya that she noticed over the last few years.
I thought her gift was being a mom. That I really thought that was her God-given gift, that she seemed to just breeze through it. She was actually everything a grandmother could want for a mom.
Really?
Okay.
She was an excellent mom. An excellent mom. She didn't raise her voice. She had more patience than I had as a mom.
Wow. And so, what do you think happened?
Things started to change when she met Daniel.
Okay.
That she had told us about meeting him, and that she did believe it was going somewhere, so I was happy for her. And I told her, well, as long as he makes her happy, because kids are happy if mom's happy.
Yeah.
And We kept in communication that the kids' birthdays and Christmas, that she was staying with her grandmother at that time in Truro.
Yeah.
So we would go there to drop off the kids' birthday gifts or Christmas gifts and visit with them. Then we noticed that it started to change a bit.
And what kind of change did you notice in her?
She started to get distance. That the last visit she had them here, that was in the summer before Jack's birthday, so that probably would have been around July or August.
Mm-hmm.
She did make the comment that it bothered Daniel coming to visit us. That he assumed that she was coming so she could run into Cody. And I thought, well, I mean, they're only young, so we made it clear that, look, if he's got a problem, bring him too.
Do you think that the reason why you haven't seen them in the last 2 years is because of that?
I do feel it's because of him. I do. I mean, she was coming all the time up until she got with him.
And then when she drove to the home the day after the children went missing to help look for them, she was flabbergasted at the state of the home. Malaya appeared totally different to her than she had previously. She wondered what happened in those 2 years.
I was blown away when I found out where they lived.
Why? What is it about that area?
Well, we passed a few times in the last couple of years. And I actually remember seeing the mobile home. And I remember thinking that, my God, they should at least clean the yard up a bit. I'm awful critical of things. It's a shame, but I am. Well,
it's okay.
My philosophy has always been a person can be poor because I don't have money, that I am on the poor side of life. But you fix up what you got. You keep clean what you got. That's just been, so I had no idea. And I made a comment about the trailer twice when we had passed. So Saturday, me and some of my family members took a trip out Saturday to do some searching. And then Monday we had the four-wheeler and we started doing the trails. And we took the trails all up through the pipelines.
Mm-hmm.
And the power lines, that we checked all the trails. And the ribbons were everywhere, that the searchers were all up through the area. The ribbons that you couldn't go within 4 feet without seeing ribbons throughout the woods everywhere. That I did know they were well searched. I still had hope that maybe they were lost in the woods. Then when we come back to the trailer, and the cousin met me out in the yard, Daniel's cousin.
Okay.
She met me in the driveway, and I asked where Malaya was.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me Malaya wasn't there. And it hit me like a ton of bricks.
What was it about that?
If she could leave, then to me she knew her kids weren't coming back. Because I know I couldn't leave. I wanted to sleep in my car there. So I wanted to go home then because to me that answered my question, that she knew they weren't coming back.
The longer this goes on, Belinda, how worried are you we may not get answers?
That leaves me sick to my stomach. I don't believe my grandchildren are alive. I have resigned myself to that one. But to not get answers, it's like, no. There's answers out there. 2 kids just don't disappear. I'm so afraid that people will stop talking about it and they'll forget them.
So in August, the Globe and Mail and other media outlets received 13 documents. Whenever police need to, get a warrant or like make a records request access, they have to get an authorization from a judge. And in this case, police had all of those authorizations sealed because of the open court principle, and anything filed in the courts is supposed to be accessible to the public. The Globe and Mail, along with 2 other media outlets, made an application to unseal those documents. And so we successfully did. Some of the information is redacted, but there is quite a bit there. And the records requests were to request parents' bank records, cell phone information, video surveillance from companies to corroborate information that they had already given police. And so some of the information that we found that stood out for us in these documents was that police collected the toothbrushes from the home, that they found a sock and children's boot prints in the woods, that they went to lengthy avenues to identify as being the same type of boot Lily was wearing at the time she went missing. The documents also showed that Malaya and Daniel's polygraph tests were found to have been truthful, and that at that time, police did not believe Lily and Jack's disappearance was a criminal act. Another key thing that came out in the documents is this pink blanket that, has come up in other stories we've reported on. And the key thing about this pink blanket is that it was found a kilometer from the trailer where Jack and Lily disappeared from, and it's perhaps the only physical clue in the case. So what's interesting is that Malaya's sister found this blanket along with 2 other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's. Malaya said the blanket was Lily's. Then Daniel suggested that the people who found the blanket planted it. So I spoke with Malaya's sister, Haley Ferdinand, who found the blanket, and she denies having planted anything.
We most certainly did not. And that's on everything I have, the person I am. I would not do that in the midst of to obstruct a case for missing children, regardless if they're related to me or not. I would never. So
why do you think Daniel is suggesting that you planted it? He told that to me as well.
Probably because I was the one that was hot on his ass the whole time we were there.
Okay.
And he didn't like me from the get-go when I got there, because he would not speak to any of Malaya's family when we showed up to help the search for Lily and Jack. He'd put his head down. He would ignore us. He would walk away from us. He wouldn't engage in conversation, and I kept at him. I was there for Jack and Lily, and I'm still here for Jack and Lily.
We're not sure what all of this means, but it's very interesting information, and perhaps the only physical clue that the public knows about at this point. And that blanket, police have told us, has been sent for forensic testing.
Oh gosh, I've not just gone back and forth to the community, but I've gone to many other parts of the province where people that are related to these children live. And sometimes that's just a door-knocking mission that may or may not pan out.
And that's one of the challenges with these stories. You can't force people to talk. And we were able to find Malaya's father. So this was the grandfather of Jack and Lily. We found him through an address we obtained from a parking ticket he had in Halifax, right? And got an address outside of Sabanakani First Nation, and went and knocked on his door, and he was happy to talk.
I didn't hear about this. It happened on a Friday. I didn't hear nothing until like a Sunday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was really upset.
Have you been interviewed? Like, if the police come and asked?
Nope.
Nothing.
Never asked me anything.
What do you remember about the kids?
Kids, they were happy.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah?
Yes. Every time I seen them, they always lived at their grandmother's in Truro.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at their great-grandma's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Patty Carter's. That's where I used to go visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Until this guy moved him away, and that was the last time I seen him.
And so he took us to his mother's house, Connie Brooks, in Indian Brook. It's part of Spaganagity First Nation. So we went to her home and we saw family photos all over the wall, some of Lily and Jack, some of Malaya as a child.
Yeah.
When's the last time that you got to see Lily and Jack?
I seen Lily last year when she brought her up here. Yes, the last time I seen Lily.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when they took them pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Lily and Jack ever learn anything about their Mi'kmaq heritage?
No, because they lived off the reserve.
Okay.
They come up occasionally, you know, when she brings them up and visit. Yeah.
She brought them up, and did you show them anything?
Yeah, we showed them everything, and then, you know.
And Connie Brooks told us some interesting information. Malaya had been there to get her status card updated, so she is a member of the First Nation. And she visited her grandmother and other relatives, and her grandmother asked her about her relationship with Daniel Martel.
But I asked her, did he hurt you? She didn't really say he hurt her, but he held her down. He held her down and took her phone on her, and she couldn't talk. She couldn't loudly use the phone.
Yeah, I mean, we can't remove that. The kids, you know, they have Indigenous heritage, and they're on their mother's side. Their grandfather is a member of the Mi'kmaq community. The kids do not have official status with that community, but certainly the Mi'kmaq community has been involved in the search and providing legal assistance to their mother. So it is a part of the story.
I do see the cases connected to missing and murdered Indigenous women and children because, well, for one, Malaya's father brought that very issue up to us and was wearing an orange shirt to raise awareness about missing children. And while there hasn't been a specific outcry about it, I think one thing to consider is that children going missing or being murdered happens more often to Indigenous kids, statistically. And so you can't disconnect that these children have gone missing for this long with no answers from their Indigenous heritage.
We know there's still an effort to get more tips from the public. The province offered up to $150,000 as a reward for information that could help police in this case. And that's part of a provincial program designed to kind of get tips for some of the cold cases that are, some of them very historical in Nova Scotia. Police say, though, they have received hundreds of tips already, and they've interviewed dozens and dozens of people. I mean, they are getting information, but so far, the kids still remain missing, and nothing has been able to be that breakthrough piece that they really need.
We are still very much on this case. The school year has started back up. The children are not in their seats on the school bus. They're not in their classrooms with their peers. There's still a lot of questions, and Greg and I plan to continue pressing for answers.
That's it for today. I'm Cheryl Sutherland. Kasia Mihailovich produced this episode. Our producers are Madeline White, Michal Stein, and Ali Graham.
Wow. Man, that's hard to listen to Belinda crying like that. That is a heartbreaker. My God. Welcome to everybody who came in. Let me go back up. Sunny from It's a Crime and Shame. I think you were the first new one to come in. Polar Vortex. No, there was some others there. Angels. I don't want to miss anybody. I think there was somebody that came in, Chanel, but now I can't see your name there. But hello to you all. Sorry if I missed anyone. Somebody had asked there, how long does it take for the forensics on the blanket? I know it's not something that's quick because they're going to go over every speck of that blanket as carefully as possible. Um, so it's not something that would be fast. I know that. Now, how long it actually takes, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Sonny. And it's a criming shame, guys. If you're not already checking out that channel, check it out. It's awesome. That's where I gained this information here. And that is Sonny from It's a Criming Shame. And thank you for that information, Sonny. Thanks for sharing. So Jack and Lily don't have reserve status. My understanding is that they don't have status. They're recognized by the tribe. Now, I could be wrong, you know, on completely how I'm wording that, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think Malaya's phone had anything on it. If there was anything incriminating on it, she'd probably be questioned harder. Yeah, well, whatever's on it, they're gonna find it. They did receive some information back. I don't know if that's all of the information or not, but according to those documents, yeah. Yes, and thank you to Lindsay and Greg Mercer. What an awesome job they do. Boy, do they do an awesome job. They're a great team together, investigative reporting, and they're going to stay on it. So good for them. Good for them. Yeah, thank you to them for that article, a new update. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Greg Mercer, for that article, a new update. I'm repeating it. She's doing a text, voice to text there, so it's repeating everything she's saying. Yeah. So I wonder if the taking her phone thing is leaky. Oh, okay. I already had that up. Yeah, I don't think Haley's lying either. And thank you for the compliment, Polar Vortex. I appreciate that about the channel. Yeah, I don't think she would lie either, to be honest with you. What reason? What reason do they have to lie, right? It makes you wonder if the information that came back has led up to the searching with the dogs that is coming up. Yeah, is it due to some evidence? Is it due to the pressure? Combination of both? Well, I mean, evidence, they're definitely going back out there. But yeah, true enough. True enough. Sonny, if you want to come on for a few minutes, I'm not going to be on for that long, but if you want to come on for a few minutes, I can put the link in the chat. I'm not sure if you saw us go over what was on the missing Canadian website there. What the RCMP officers said about fearing for their safety. They're not putting out any locations of where they're going to be for fear of their safety. Yeah, and I'll pull it back up to see exactly what it said again. I can't remember the exact wording. Hi, Mama Angie, welcome. Funny how our CMP posted a search of a gravel pit the other day on Facebook, and then now they're bringing in dogs. Curious if it's related. Was the gravel pit in Glengarry? Because I know there's gravel pits out there, and I know one in particular is in Glengarry. Yeah, which is one of the areas where they had taken video footage to see the trail cams. They went that far out, and I had wondered then if that had to do with the gravel pit. So Novah, I'm using my voice recognition. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yes, Sonny, there has to be a reason they are using cadaver dogs now. But just public pressure, not just for appearances. Yeah, yeah. That's crazy that RCMP and searchers have to fear for their safety. Yeah, I know. I'll bring that back up there so you guys can see that in case you didn't see it when I was on earlier. Can't remember the name of that site now. Just a second. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, it's too bad that that has to be. Uh, oh, not taking me to the right site. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that site. Sorry. Yep. Yep. Hi, J9. Uh, well, the rug bust was not in the same area. I mean, they're both both areas are in Pictou County, but they're on different sides of the county. So I'm not sure where the unsure of location. They were very vague. Okay. Yeah. Don't know. Hi, Root Strength. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Can I ask, does anyone here know about a picture or knowledge of an ATV towing a load of gravel when the kids went missing? No, I don't know anything about that. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna look for that article again. I just have to go on my phone because that's where I actually found it this morning.
Hey guys.
There, found it. Read exactly what it says again. God, you guys can't see that very good, can you? Yeah, so it says there, okay, so the RCMP confirmed that additional searches are planned, but did not release specific details such as the timing or exact locations, citing investigative concerns and officer safety. So, kind of a different kind of thing to say. There you go, Sunny. Sunny bunny. Yes. Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, and then there was another incident shortly after that, and I think it was 3, the incident after that. Definitely, there were blue plastic totes near the trailer that seemed to contain gravel. Yes, I think that might have been for the doorstep. CB may be Daphne's channel. Daphne's got quite a bit of info there, that's for sure. Hi, Sunny.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Hi, Diesel. Thank you, Novah, for keeping it classy. No rants or unkindness, just gentle persistence to get to the heart of the matter. Well, thank you. You're welcome. So, Sunny, did you see this? I have it up on the screen there, where the RCMP say they're not going to. They gave a comment. The RCMP confirmed that additional searches are planned, but did not release specific details, such as timing or exact locations, citing investigative concerns and officer safety.
Yeah, that's a typical thing, though, to be said.
Is it?
Yeah. That's typical. It kind of reminds me again of Sebastian Rogers' case. They don't like to do that because then obviously it attracts, people, and basically they just try to do it,
Yeah, well, I suppose if you have any nutcase out there that's out for any kind of revenge or whatever they got going on in their mind, I suppose, yeah, I hear what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're not going to sit there and release where exactly they're going to be searching, and then have people do drive-bys and stuff like that.
Exactly. And especially when you're out in a rural area like that.
Yeah. So that to me is just normal. Absolutely normal.
Good. Yeah. I'm quite happy about that because
absolutely.
I mean, for me, like I said to Kent, my biggest thing is there won't be anybody that can say, no, you can't come onto this property because, and it's still under the Missing Persons Act. So they're going to be able to gain warrants, no issue. So,
yeah. Well, it's nice to see. Bottom line is Jack and Lily deserve answers.
Yeah.
And that's just it. And so the more we become voices for them, and so I don't believe it's anything to do with public pressure at all. This is simply to do with, again, those documents came out for ending in July 16th. There's so much more information going on. And again, like I said in the message there that, who knows if this is anything to do with the forensic and DNA and stuff that came back from, the information which has led up to this. I mean, to me, do you deem this as a kind of a clear sign that they're looking for bodies, not children that are hidden?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. As soon as that $150,000 reward was put out, I knew then that, I mean, I didn't quite ever believe that theory anyways, as you know that, but that kind of for me, that was a definite because that $150,000 reward. And then I think it was a couple of days later, we started to, Daniel was kind of pushing it, out there. And
Pretty
I
thick.
just thought, well, they're not giving a $150,000 reward for a mother hiding her children.
No, honestly, if it was that way, somebody would have come forward to grab that money as soon as they
Absolutely.
could have. But when you have, to me, again, when you put out money there, and when there's either personal knowledge or family knowledge, no one's going to be claiming that money
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But we'll just see how it all goes, right? We just want the best. Sorry, I can hear my iPad keep going off, but we just want the answers for Jack and Lily. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line of this all,
And they deserve a proper
I'm so
burial.
Turn off my notifications here. My Charmaine and Kent are going wild on me in the other chat.
Yeah, they deserve a proper burial, whether they were placed out there, they did wander off on their own. At the end of the day, they deserve a proper burial, even if they did wander out there.
Yeah. It's probably why Belinda has probably the right set of mind track, is that when Malaya left that property to me too, and then because of her actions after that to me, for me, felt like absolutely that she had knowledge, that she knew the children weren't coming back.
Yeah.
And why we've seen this. And then you got Janie's heart, Janie, I mean, to me, again, if I don't believe your timeline and I believe you're possibly covering for your son, of course, your heart is going to tell you that they're alive and out there. It's just part of that whole concept that the children are being hidden by Malaya's family, which I think is absolutely ridiculous myself.
Well, I mean, once the theory doesn't fit,
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I get them having that thought because you want to hope for anything. But once you go, well, gee, could it be this? And then you look at everything and go, well, no, it can't be because that's not possible, right? That's the end of it.
Well, I think, and that's just really it. Like I said, you look at the Occam's razor, and the closest thing, the thing is that the statistics show that family usually will have something to do with the disappearance of minor children or small children like this. It's usually family members or somebody that they know. But to think that it's this big stretch, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I've thought about this myself, and I know you have too, and a lot of other people. But when you look at the logistics of the trail that would have been left and the people that would have been known, and no sightings after almost 5 months now, versus something that happened that moment and that was a cover up, and there's not going to be all this evidence. It won't be, right? So that's going to make it very hard because it's rural. It's at, say, during the nighttime. They're not taking their phones with them, just like they talked about in the searches, and their phones ain't going anywhere. So it just becomes a matter of, where are we placing the bodies type of idea, in my opinion. But so it's not this, that they're these smart geniuses that planned it out. We're talking about, this dumpster of a home that has a bunch of bins and everything all over the property, shovels. They have the material there already. There's none of this Walmart, did Wednesday matter? No, this is going to be that the evidence is going to be from something that happened during that night into the morning hours. And it was simply one of those things, is that, it's almost like a very small, how do I want to say that? Like 1 + 1 in a sense. It's just, there's no blood splatter on the walls. There's no,
and I agree. I never really thought there was anything gory that took place that would have to be all cleaned up. And, like that, obviously, if something took place on that property, it was something that didn't have to be cleaned up. It was just a matter of where are we going to put them,
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, so when you look at the scope of just meaning, okay, when you look at, right, and you know this, Nova, when you look at the big pie of the picture and watch the actions and the mistruths, the inconsistencies, on and on and on, right? And then to think that all of this hidden stuff happened, and that all this managed to make it through these, you know, the RCMP and the Major Crimes Unit, it's just so really so very like minus 0.1 type of thing versus something that happened in the moment in a rural area. And it was just a matter of take bodies from a property and then, you know, place them underground. I don't, let me ask you something. If hypothetically you were to say this, I honestly don't feel like they're in water. I think that they would be in ground.
I always had a feeling that they're in water.
Yeah.
But who knows at the end of the day?
It's going to be one of the two.
Yeah.
It's going to be one.
And what you were saying about Malaya, like just things that you pick up on. And one of the things for me too was the items that she had asked for. The only items she had asked for were that favorite stuffed toy, the
uniform.
2 pictures, and their driver's license, and having a friend who lost their child, and the things that a mom keeps in that little box. And it breaks my heart every time I think of her box that she had with her little fella stuff in it.
I know.
And you know, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh no, these kids are not alive, you know. Yeah.
It's not that anyone wants to like, it's not like I want to sit here and, you know, not wish like upon a star type of thing that these children would end up being alive. It's just, it's so unrealistic, especially as time goes on. The police and that will tell you as time goes on, it's just so unlikely that something wouldn't have slipped up that way. So we're being pushed with the narrative of this whole missing by Daniel and Durwood, obviously Darren. And Janie's like, you know what? It all clued into me when I spoke to Darren, and it made sense. No, what it is sense is nonsense from those. But don't you find it, and I just personally find it so disgusting to keep watching them talk, and they, instead of it being so Jack and Lily focused, it's about attacking people. It's about giving attitude. It's about trying to do self-preservation. Like, it's about the appearance of how they want to look, just like Janie's interview. It's all about that to them. It's not about Jack and Lily at all. Like, when you just sit back and look at what they're doing, and it's about them, and then to sit there and be so, like I said, what they're portraying to the news. You know, why isn't Daniel coming out to the news saying, you know what, my belief is that Malaya and her family have taken these children? No. He's using online people for that. And to the news, he's like, I'm just out here, you know, for Jack and Lily, because I promised Malaya. Shut the front door.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's just, as the whole picture, when you look at it, it's just, to me, it's right there in our faces, right? It's not difficult. It's just a matter of the truth coming out for Jack and Lily. And when it comes down, so will the hammer.
Yeah. I mean, use platforms as to be proactive. If you're going to go to a platform, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, to do what they're doing, use it proactively. Don't go on there now trying to defend yourself from something that you created. You created that.
Absolutely.
You're the one who said this about the blanket. You're the one who said this about the 2 sweaters. You're the one who told Belinda that Malaya said shh, and that Malaya was out at the driveway at 6 o'clock. You guys are the ones who did that. You created that situation yourself. So now you're coming onto a platform to curse at people and call them stupid and whatever for questioning those things. Like, for people going, what is going on here? You know?
like I said, it's like, Daniel trying to sell like ice to the Eskimos, right? I mean, it's almost like you can't even hold that man down. He is relentless in his pursuit to, no matter how much he might make himself look like a fool of what he's doing, perception wise, he won't stop. Why? Because he's so invested in us believing their story, the story.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can't even move away from it. They can't
Yeah.
even move away from it. Like, go, okay, you know what? I messed up there. I thought this and I thought that. It was a theory I had in my head. I really wanted the kids to be alive. I realized this and that. So let's move forward and start showing some proactiveness. No,
Nope. Nope.
it's just
Nope.
relentless.
Oh, that's just it.
It's like, oh.
And it's not funny, but again, they're making a mockery to me of the two children.
That's right.
And they're supposed to be representing Lily and Jack. Come on. All they're representing is, to me, well, themselves, obviously, and trying to just keep pushing this narrative of hidden. Like, they want people to believe that. And when these documents came out, oh my God, right? Next thing you know, Darren and Janie's in the Drunk Turkey show, and they're all starting to babble, and they're all starting to try to attack me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just find it so laughable that that these people are acting like they're representing Lily and Jack.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you guys, we do a better job than they do.
Oh, look at this. CB, thank you, CB. Upcoming on YouTube, CBC Nova Scotia news on Jack and Lily scheduled to start in 110 minutes. Well, the countdown is on.
I'm gonna talk to Charmaine, because we'll probably, if I think it's what it's about, we'll have it probably sooner. But I need to talk to Charmaine on that first.
I'll watch you guys, because after this I'll be done for the day, and I actually have company going, so I do have to go now. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on that, and I'm glad I asked you, because that wasn't quite sure what that was saying there about the concerns with the officers. But as soon as you said that, yes, of course, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. It's just a typical statement that they will always say in other cases as well. So yeah, I don't put nothing into that, besides obviously they don't want to add problems to the searching.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Nova.
All right.
Love you, girl.
I will be watching you later. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes.
Yeah, you guys take care and chat as well. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up, because let me just look at a couple of your, a couple of things you guys are saying there. Here in Canada, we really don't have any justice system. It sucks up here in Canada. We have better justice system. Absolutely. I wish we were like the States. Well, there's pros and cons to both, I think, honestly, just from following cases and learning things from both. There is pros and cons about both. That is for sure. Yeah. They don't want all the YouTubers to show up. Yeah, yes. Jane, I never thought of that. No, I think it's more of what Sunny said, but that's cute. Yeah. At Carla, hopefully we can get it figured out so your messages are yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes. I'm going to end it with some images of people who are still missing in unsolved crimes. I'll play a little bit of music there. So if you guys want to finish up any chatting, you're due there, chat for, it's usually about maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. Go ahead while I show those posters, and we'll catch Sunny on the flip side and see what the update is with CBC. I'll probably have already read it by then, but I'll watch her episode as well too, to see what they're saying over there. So lots of love, lots of positive vibes. Take care, guys.